Okay, so my name is Sarah, and my hair is looking like crap right now. And some of you, well, I guess I'm just gonna say it now because I feel like I'm gonna be using this YouTube thing a lot. So I'm gonna tell you how or what me and Tad are and how we met. Okay, so me and Tad are boyfriend and girlfriend. It's obvious, and how we first met was kind of weird. It was back in the MySpace days before Facebook was ever popular. Um, we I was bored and I had just gotten over a kid, no names mentioned. Um, that really, I mean, just really, I was trying to get over this kid. Well, I finally got over him, and I was kind of sick. I was really sick and tired of being single, and I felt so unloved, and I felt really sad, and I was going through tough times, and I was being a retard. Not a retard. I'm just kidding. I wasn't being a retard. I was pretty much just going through hard times, and I started adding all these kids that I mean I just added all these boys that I thought were cute, and Tad happened to be one of them. And sadly enough, forever alone. None of the boys accepted my friend request except for Tad. And I wasn't the type that would go up and talk to him because I was the type that would just be like, well, maybe they'll talk to me, maybe they'll think I'm cute, maybe they'll talk to me, maybe we'll get somewhere. Well, Tad was the first boy to ever talk to me, and he was like, hey, I think I know you from somewhere. And I was like, really? I don't think I've ever seen you before. And he knew people I knew, and I knew people he knew. And I was like, really? I don't really recognize seeing you around. I was just kind of wanting to add you as a random ad. And he was like, oh, okay. And mind you, whenever we started talking was, I think, on my Christmas break for school. I don't know. I think it was. But anyway, so yeah, after that, Christmas passed, and he IM'd me on MySpace, and he was like, "Well, how about you? How about you? I'll give you my number." So he gave me his number. Or no, I think I gave. What was it? I gave you my number, or you gave me your number? I gave him my number. Well, we both. Okay, let's just say we both. Because I remember right now. We both gave each other's numbers, and I texted him first, saying that I would never text a guy first, talk to a guy first, but I texted him first saying, "Shall we text?" And then I put a smiley face after the question, and he was like, "We shall," and he put a smiley face. So we started talking, and it was really funny because I mean, I know this is long, but anyway, anyway, he's like right next to me right now. But anyway, so we started talking, and I think it was the day before New Year's Eve. He was like, he was like, I don't know if I like you. I don't know if I like you a lot, but I just don't know if we could date. And I was like, well, why is that? And at the time, I was at my cousin's house because I used to go over to my cousin's house over the weekend, and so that was weird. My voice was really weird. But anyway, so we went over. I was over there, and he thought I lived in like an hour away from him, and he was like, "Well, like your distance is so far away." And I can understand if you don't want to date someone far away because A, you will never be able to see him, and I don't care if it's like, "Oh my God, distance, it doesn't matter in love." Well, at the time we weren't falling in love. Um. So anyway, he was like, "Well, you live kind of an hour away from me," and I was kind of like, "What? I don't live an hour away. I live in so and so. I'm not gonna reveal my information." But anyway, I was like, I don't live there. And he's like, oh, so you live pretty close. And I was like, yeah, I live pretty close. Well, it was New Year's Eve, and after New Year's Day, we planned to go to a movie. And I was like, okay, well, let's go to a movie, yay. So we went to a movie, and this was pretty funny too. I went to the mall, and I wasn't. I mean, I used to go to the mall not a lot, but then those problems happened, and I just stopped going to the mall because I thought it was retarded, and so I didn't go to the mall. So anyway, I went to the mall, and I was sitting there, and I was like, I saw my friend Lauren, and I was like, her name's Lauren Hagee. Well, I don't know if we're friends now. No offense to her if she's saying this. But anyway, so she showed me, or she was like, well, let's go over and talk to this kid and this kid. And I was like, okay. So I went over, and sure enough, there was Tad standing in that group. And I was like, I was standing next to him, and at first we were kind of like, oh my god, I don't know if I should say hi to this kid. I don't know if he's gonna, like, judge me. Well, I finally came out of my skin, and I was like, hey, are you Tad? And he was like, yeah. And so, like, we gave each other a hug, and we hit it off pretty good. And it wasn't until, like, I think an hour and 30 minutes until the movie started. Well, either way, we walked around the mall. Oh, excuse me. We walked around the mall. We were talking, and what was really cute was we were sitting there, and he was he was he bumped in my hand, and it was kind of like this. Okay, this is pretty retarded, but I don't care. But anyway, he was kind of like this. He bumped in my hand, and he wrapped it around, and we soon came into. I can't really hold hands with myself. It's kind of awkward, but we soon held hands like this. But it was kind of like, and then like we held hands. So anyway, so we held hands, and had stop, not today. We just got over a fight. I don't want to. No. Anyway, so yeah, and we just started talking about stupid crap. He was like, "What kind of music do you like?" And I was like, "I like a lot of acoustic." And that's whenever I was like a hippie back then. Stop. That's whenever I was a hippie back then. And he was like, "Well, do you like the Devil Wears Prada?" And I was like, "Yeah, they're pretty good." Mind you, this was like whenever you're like, oh my god, that's my band, and so from that day on, the mall was pretty much the days that we seen each other, and whatever. And so yeah, and then after that, I fell in love, and here we are today, at a year and a half later, and we're the happiest people alive. And he is the first person that I've ever done anything with. And we are still virgins, mind you. And we are just happily in love. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Bye, YouTubers.